What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddie Live podcast. It's episode number 223, and we have one of our favorite YouTubers in Taiwan. Of course, he needs no introduction. Lukas in Taiwan. How you doing, brother?
Great.
Man, thank you for coming.
Oh, for sure. This is like the highlight of the year.
Oh yeah,
This
really?
is the annual Eddie's Cantina podcast.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming, man. It's so cool to have you here, and we don't get to see each other that much.
No,
but I always, we're always in touch. I think that the last time I saw you in person was probably the World Cup.
Oh yes,
I think so. Right? That's a long time ago.
I forgot about that. Oh my God, my heart cannot take the World Cup again. It was
amazing, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah, brother. So I want to start off with congrats. 2 years, full-time YouTuber. That's amazing. That's kind of everybody's, when they start YouTube, that's their goal. That's their dream, to be like, okay, I want to replace my income. You did it, which is amazing. Yeah. So congrats, man. So how can you tell us about that? 2 years later.
Sure. That was never the goal, though. I just got basically pushed into that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I wish I could tell you that it's like, I feel like I have reached the dream.
Okay.
But it's just so stressful.
Okay. So that's the full-time YouTuber.
On a weekly basis,
full-time.
Like you just don't have no idea where next week's paycheck is going to come from. And it still drives me crazy to this day after 2 years. And I just feel extremely lucky every single day, every single month that I just manage to end up above break even.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That sounds like a freaking business, man. Yeah. It is a business.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like self-employed entrepreneur, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. It basically is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough. But of course, it's the best job ever you can have, so much freedom. You can wake up whenever you want. Some days I don't want to wake up, and I just don't wake up.
You get to sleep in, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So it's so much freedom, but I think that my kind of personality isn't really fit for having unlimited freedom.
Okay.
I need a lot of structure control. I go into Google Calendar is down to every 30 minutes of my day,
Really?
So
that's smart though, man. That's what all the big, the big CEOs and the big company entrepreneur guys, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And I always see these clips and it's just this is what you should do, and I'm like, I will do that eventually.
Yes. Yeah, no, you really need self-discipline in order to manage yourself, because you're both the manager and the worker,
Yeah.
So I mean you're everything. So it's tough, but I'm very, very happy, and it's the best problem to have, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so. 2 years ago, right? You were saying you were kind of pushed into it.
Yeah.
Right. So how does one get pushed into? If we talked a little bit about it last time.
Yeah. So
how does one get pushed into being a full-time YouTuber?
So, I mean, basically, just I had 135,000 subscribers. So
part-time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So then when the situation came and I was looking for another career path.
Yeah.
There was no real discussion.
Okay.
I was this is an opportunity that I cannot pass up on.
Okay.
And going from part-time to full-time, I kind of knew I would more or less double my income.
Yeah.
Because I would double the number of videos put out.
Okay.
So I already had that, I had the goal of a quite comfortable lifestyle.
Sure.
Already.
Yeah.
So that's it. And basically, every week is just a grind. You think that, once you reach 100,000 or whatever,
that's it. You
it's
turn
just
it off.
autopilot. Yeah. But it really isn't. And depending on the kind of videos you make, of course.
Okay.
But I think talking foreign YouTubers in Taiwan, it's a constant grind. And you have to find ways to be innovative and to make something new that people want to see.
Yeah.
But still to continue exactly what you have been doing, so people can relate and they still want to watch you and your type of videos.
Okay. Yeah. So the grind, it's a little bit special for, I think, foreign YouTubers in Taiwan, right?
Oh yeah, it's kind of so much easier.
It seems like
much easier.
It seems like there's a lot. It seems like there's a lot of foreign YouTubers now, but it seems like everyone's kind of I mean, there's you and like Wes, kind of some of the OG guys, and then there's Koo, who's huge, and then Life in Taiwan, Alan. But it's like some of the other Logan. Don't want to forget Logan, of course. Don't try not to forget anyone. Okay,
It's
like,
tough.
let me
When
go
you
through the list.
start with the names, you have to include everyone.
You have
now.
to, yeah.
But like just for as an example, like
Yeah.
I think like in the agency that I'm with, I think we're like close to like 30.
Oh, really?
Like foreign YouTubers, like not full time,
Okay.
but
okay.
who are doing it
Amy,
like
Amy. Sorry, Amy.
semi seriously. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Amy is there too. So it's for us, because I'm in this world.
Yeah.
And literally like all my friends
Yeah.
are like in that world as well.
Beautiful.
So like you and Amy are like the least YouTuber ones, because you have like your part-time restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot. Right. Yeah. No. Amy's doing well. She's doing like a lot of the vlog stuff, and she's doing kind of like the she's doing, and her restaurant's also doing well. She's good. I'm always happy to see her. I seen her on Halloween. She came here for Halloween last year. Oh, now she gives me the thumbs up for the audio is good. Yeah, 20 minutes later. Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. So she came here. She comes every year for Halloween, because I mean, you don't have kids or anything, but if it's Halloween and you're in Taiwan, Tianmu is like the place to be. So this area is just is like, I think they said like 60, 75,000 people just flock to this like little area from the baseball stadium to here, and it's just kids, and it's swarmed. We spend like, it's our biggest day of the year financially, and we spend about 10,000 NT on candy, and it's like, and it's not like Snicker bars, it's like the 1 NT candies, and my daughter and some of her little friends will give out the candies, and I have to tell them 1 candy per kid, because they'll just be like, and I'm like, if you give 2 or 3, by like 3 p.m. there's no more candy. So I'm like, one. I have to keep telling them that. It's crazy, man. It's great. It's fun and it's great. And I dress up. My daughter dresses up, and so every year we do something different. But yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty cool,
I see the post on Instagram, and it's like it's really cool. It's a high bar for next year.
Yeah, it is, man. Like, yeah, if you have kids in Taiwan, Tianmu's the place to be, man. Yeah.
Noted.
So, again, back to the 2 years thing. From then, when you decided, okay, I got 130 whatever thousand, till now, 2 years later, how has your content changed? How has it evolved from your part-time YouTuber to you're the full-time guy?
I think I would say it absolutely has not evolved.
Okay.
It has quite the opposite.
Okay.
Just like doubling down on the safety and like what I think will work. Not always the case.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically been like the last, in terms of like actual content, like 2 years of pretty much the same content as possible.
Okay.
Because that's what works.
Yeah.
And if you want to be like full-time YouTuber, like you just have to set aside the videos that you want to make. You have to make the videos that people want to watch. Otherwise, it's not sustainable.
Okay.
So
what's a typical like YouTube, like let's go through maybe like a template for you're a foreign YouTuber, you live in Taiwan, let's make a template for a video that will get a good amount of views here, like Taiwanese views, I guess.
So yeah, I should also point out like 99% of my audience is from Taiwan.
Yeah.
So basically like the overall like goal of the video is make Taiwanese people feel good about Taiwan.
Good. Yeah.
If you do that, you're set.
Okay.
And then there are, of course, like multiple ways to do that.
Okay.
But for me, what I found like works best, and also like, the types of videos that I would enjoy doing the most would be to like interview foreigners who have lived in Taiwan or maybe just visiting, and talking about how is their home country versus Taiwan.
Okay.
What has surprised them? What is the biggest differences? Has there been any like challenges? And basically see how they see Taiwan, if it's the same as me, if it's the same as Taiwanese people, or if they notice like something different. Okay. And most of the time, and also after some editing, then there will be like, positive surprises, and there will be like positive reinforcements about Taiwan. Okay. And that's what, even if you look at like all other foreign YouTubers, like we all do the same thing because that's what the audience wants us to do. Okay. And that's based on like, if you would watch the video or not. That's like the decision the audience make. Okay. And that decides what we should be focusing on moving forward. Yeah.
Okay. So what they like the view. They like the foreign sort of outside view of what Taiwan's like. Okay. I think from what I've seen, like the night market thing is always a big one. The food ones are always big.
Yeah, but
right?
then it's also like it cannot be the same person that goes to like different night markets, because they don't care that much about the night markets.
Okay.
They care more about like the foreigners having a great time in Taiwan.
Okay.
So if it's the same foreigner in 10 different night markets.
So if I start a channel, I'm like, I'm going to do all the night markets in Taiwan. The first 2 will maybe be okay, and then no one cares. And
so it's like, it's much better to find 10 foreigners, go to the same night market, than to find 1 foreigner and go to 10 different night markets.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good way to set. I mean, at least for myself, that's like my experience.
Okay. Okay.
So, and then of course, like, there's always exceptions to the rules, right?
Sure. Of course.
So
of course. Of course.
If the girl is pretty enough, you can go to 10 night markets.
That's different. Yeah. Yeah. Well, something. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I think. Yeah. For me too. I think one of the big trending ones is always, bring your, like, let's say you bring your food to Sweden and have Swedish people try Taiwanese food.
No, for me.
Did that work or no?
For me specifically, no, because
you tried and it didn't work.
I tried, it didn't work because I have a Swedish family, and we're not.
They're nice.
We're nice, but we're not like over the top.
Okay.
We will try something and we'll be like, it's good.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, and I'm not gonna force my parents to like, Mom, yeah, like just do like a peace sign or something.
Yeah.
Like that's not how. It's not how we are as a family.
Yeah.
And like
that's
Swedish
tough.
people in general. But then overall,
they want the exaggeration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, okay.
So like, I mean, some people, they have the family, they have their friends,
Yeah.
and it's perfect, and then it works.
Okay.
So you have to go through, you have to try like what works for you,
Okay.
and what kind of video suits you best. And for me, because I'm not the kind of like animated person,
Yeah.
me sitting down, chatting with someone, and kind of give that responsibility to someone else,
Yeah.
and let me focus on the editing part.
Okay.
That's like the best combination.
Oh, really? Well, shoot. Okay, that's great. I went to Canada this summer for a month, and we did that kind of footage, the video stuff. I'm like, okay, let's do it. All right, okay, we got to grow the damn channel. Let's get the stuff done. And we brought a bunch of food and stuff, and out of like 2 hours, there's probably like 2 minutes of like, because my family's similar, but my mom is a little bit more kind of outgoing because like she cooks a lot.
Right.
So we brought some specifically like this. It's like a dougan, but it's like a jerky, and it's like no taste or something, right? So the only good clip I think that I got was my mom eating that and then spitting it out and then being like, "Oh, what the hell is this?" Right? That's the only part. Like everybody else was like, it's not bad. It's not bad." That wasn't my favorite. It wasn't, and I'm like,
yeah.
And then I think it's still the good thing about doing live is it's up, right? So like I still haven't even done anything with that footage from the summer. It's just sitting there. One of the funny parts was my mom gave that dougan to the dog, and the dog was like, and she's like, the dog won't even eat it. So I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's funny, right?
Yeah.
But if you would show that to a Taiwanese person,
they can
like,
freak out.
They will be so offended.
Yeah.
And they will just like stop watching, leave you like a negative comment, unsubscribe, and like never look at your channel again.
Yeah. So that's it, right? So it's funny because the more I do, the YouTube stuff, the more it's like a business. It reminds me of the restaurant. Like when you come here,
100%.
It's crazy because you come here, people come to eat, and I'll chat with everybody, and everyone's really happy, and everybody sees me here at like this happy guy, family man guy or whatever. But yeah, you say one thing, and then people are jumping on your throat like, "Oh, what happened? Oh, or you raise the price. Oh, he's greedy now.
Yeah.
He's sold out, or it's crazy, man. It's not just YouTube. I think life or the world or whatever is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
And it's more about like entertaining service industry. Like I'm serving entertainment to like the customers, which is like my viewers.
Yeah.
And it's like you try something. As much as I enjoy doing it, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't pay the bill, I cannot afford to continue doing that.
Yeah.
Like, as a full-time YouTuber, if it would just be like a hobby, which it was in the beginning, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I don't care if I get paid or not because I don't depend on this to pay my rent.
Yeah.
But now it's different. Yeah.
But I also think, like, for me, again, it's like it's the once a week podcast and then the clips every day. But it's not really paying much for me. So I feel like the part-time thing, but I also feel like it would be nice to that, if it would bring like another income in. So you're kind of like, you start to think maybe I should do some vlogs, maybe I should do something else. So I don't know. What do you think is a good next step? I know that I need to add subtitles.
I've told you subtitles for 2 years.
I know.
Start with the subtitles, and then we can continue this conversation.
Okay. No, okay. Well, I actually have you fooled around a lot with any AI stuff?
I have actually, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
so I'm looking at subtitles. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to get this part out before you talk. Doing some subtitle stuff. It's not that accurate, but it's okay. It's getting there. But I actually found on an AI software, right? That, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. But it will take the voice. It will take your voice, and AI will dub it into Chinese. Like pretty accurate, and it's your voice. So I've used that a couple times, and I'm wondering if that's better than subtitles, or do you think no, just do the subtitles?
No,
will that scare people? Be like, oh, they're stealing voices and stuff.
I don't. Maybe it will scare people, but the thing with the subtitles, because there's so many people who will watch it without sound.
Oh, so there you go. Okay.
So, like for example, like they will sit all by themselves eating, like in a restaurant.
Okay.
Or they would just like be on the MRT, like not bothering to take up like their AirPods from their pockets.
Gotcha.
And they would read the video.
Okay.
So no, like
that's not the answer I was looking for, man. Shoot. Okay. So I'll get the subtitles going.
No subtitles. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. I got to get some, because the podcast is like an hour, right?
Yeah.
So to get someone to subtitle an hour, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot, right? It's almost a full-time job, right? It's it's almost like a movie, like a person who subtitles movies, like an hour, like 4 hours a week.
But the thing,
should we just do clips, or what's your opinion, man?
Yeah, so like even if you would have like, I mean, I love the whole like 1 hour podcast recording. Like this is like by far the best YouTube channel in Taiwan.
Oh, man,
I love this, and I've said this to you personally, like off camera.
I remember, yeah.
If I wouldn't care about the income, then this is the YouTube channel that I would want to have.
Okay.
I love this.
Okay.
The thing is, like the YouTube audience, because first of all, like the title and thumbnail is like the most important. And then you're betting an entire hour worth of video that your title and thumbnail, first of all, is interesting enough for them to click. Yeah. But it also summarizes the entire 1 hour enough for them to watch it.
Yeah.
And like, just so I don't know how long we've been recording. We've been
15 already.
15 minutes, and we have talked about YouTube and Halloween.
Okay.
So for example, we start off with YouTube. As soon as you mention, let's talk about Halloween.
Yeah.
People don't skip away. They will click away and like, okay, now they're not going to talk more about YouTube.
Okay.
So it would be better to learn how to edit.
Yeah.
And then make like every, like for example, question that you have or every topic we're talking about will be one video.
Okay.
And then the next step will just be to start with the clickbaity. I cannot believe that Tianmu is
Can't
like
believe
this.
It's not butter.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like, like I cannot believe that Tianmu turns into this during Halloween. ...
Okay. The scariest place and during Halloween.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think? We're talking about AI as well, right?
Yep.
So what do you think? There's the software that I use that helps me with little clips, right? That actually does like chapters for videos and topics like that. Do you think I should start with that, or should I just learn to edit, man?
I personally think that you should first learn to edit.
Okay.
And then use AI to help you edit.
Okay.
Because as much as AI, like I'm using it myself, and it really like saves you a lot of time.
Sure.
But the AI may or may not be tailored for your Taiwanese audience.
Okay.
And they don't know what's interesting. And if you would talk about something that like, all the Taiwanese people relate to, I don't know what it would be. But for example, like Taiwanese eggs, for example, versus American Halloween. The AI will tell you like focus on Halloween.
Okay.
But
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
The tea eggs will be like better for your click-through rate.
Okay. We got to do a video. Note to self: video on tea eggs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. So I got to get I will do that. I thought AI would catch up quick enough to the point where I didn't have to do it. There's some people that you can outsource, right? And I've tried that, but it seems to be, it's not super expensive, but it's also like, I don't know if it's worth it at this point. What's your opinion on that?
So I've actually like quite recently now started to outsource video editing like quite seriously. So I have a guy now for the last like just month, for the one month.
Okay.
Who's helping me like to just do the first rough like outline.
Okay.
That basically just like cuts off all the not so interesting or maybe not so relevant part.
Okay.
And then I would do like the fine tuning and like adding like the special effects and things like this. But basically, just like saving me, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours.
Okay.
Every week.
Okay.
But
that's you as like a 2-year full-time person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it got to the point where it's kind of reasonable to sort of outsource a video, or is it still like?
Yes, but I think it's also because I kind of want to find a way to do this like long term.
Okay.
So up until this point, like basically like I took like a 5-week vacation in like September this year.
You need it.
And then ever since then, I've kind of been like setting myself up for the future.
Okay.
Like, because I want to do this until I retire at some point.
Yeah.
But up until this, it's been just like 100% working. And now, like earlier this year, like me and my girlfriend moved in together, and
Congrats.
thank you. And there's a big difference between like texting my girlfriend saying like, I'm busy tonight, let's meet tomorrow, compared to me sitting in my studio at home when we're living together, just working every single day.
Okay.
So there's some like time allocation decisions that have been made.
Okay. Well, I know about that. I've been married for a while, so definitely, yeah. And also I work with my wife, which is tough. Yeah. It not, it's good. It has its pros and cons. For sure.
My girlfriend helps me with subtitles now.
Oh yeah.
So that's also like I'm living your life, but like 20 years behind.
Okay. There you go. Well, shoot, man. So my wife, she kind of wants to help with the subtitles, but I don't know. It's just she's so busy all the time, and I'm like, now after like 12 hours at the restaurant, I got to sit her down and do like all the subtitles for an hour. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a tough one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely try to outsource it. Basically, I would try to outsource everything that you don't enjoy doing yourself that you think will add value.
Okay.
I just love editing, so I try to do it myself as much as possible.
Okay.
But now it's after like 2 years full time. I'm trying to think up like what is the best, most efficient strategy moving forward.
Sure.
Trying to have a normal life as well.
Okay. Do you think a lot of the other foreign YouTubers, are they all doing their own editing, or are they also outsourcing, or are they 50-50 or?
I would say most people do their own editing.
Okay.
Like, I know a few people. I don't know if it's a secret from their side or not. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
but let's say that 80% do their own editing.
Okay.
And then I mean, subtitles goes everything from they hire someone to do it for them, like professional companies.
Oh wow.
To
okay.
literally like ChatGPT, who just like
I've used that. Yeah, I've used ChatGPT, and then it's like I get comments on the video, but the comments are all your subtitles are wrong. They suck. And I'm like, is that better because it's engagement, or is it?
No,
it's not, right?
Not yeah. I mean, for example, now like I'm fortunate enough to be working like with brands and everything, and they will.
Well, there's a budget for that, then, right?
There's a budget for that for sure. Yeah. Okay. So then they will read the videos, like they will check the videos and the subtitles beforehand.
Oh, wow.
So like every video that is like sponsored, I would say every single one has 1 week before been sent to the client for approval.
Okay.
And then they will come back with like revisions, which most of the time would be like subtitle related. Okay. And they would be like, this subtitle is correct, but actually we have a special term for that thing.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
So everything has been like polished already. Okay. But if you would give like ChatGPT generated subtitles to like a respectable client, I don't think that you will end up working with them like on a regular basis. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So thumbnails, headline, obviously super important, right? So let's talk about thumbnails for a sec. What is the secret to a good, like for your channel? And you're like, no.
So I mean,
a good thumbnail in Taiwan.
So. Yeah, it all depends on how the interview goes. I try to I'm not ashamed of saying that I always try to be as clickbaity
There's
as
one
possible.
right there. Boom. That's a killer one. That was a great video. Yes.
There we go. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I heard his comments on this title and thumbnail as well. Like, I don't know if it was in your podcast or if he's told me in person.
I don't know.
But
Okay.
but for example, this I had, so basically for those who does not speak or read Chinese, this is Stephen Curry's bodyguard. Left China and moved to Taiwan. Like, well, why did he do this?
That's amazing.
And I had no, normally, I'm going to reveal like some secrets here.
Yes.
Normally, I would ask questions first. So I would know a little bit about the person. So I would know what questions to ask and I would kind of like set them up.
Sure, of course.
To give them a great answer.
Yeah.
And I may or may not act surprised if it's like the first time I hear something on camera that I already know about.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, really? Okay, a follow-up question.
Yeah.
This 100% legit. I just went there because he was making a Neuromian pizza, which I thought was a pretty cool title in my mind.
Yeah.
We go there, talk to him, and he was like, yeah, so why did you move to Taiwan? Or like, what did you think about Taiwan? Yeah, no, like the first time I came to Taiwan, I was like a bodyguard for Stephen Curry.
And you're like,
what?
Let's go.
Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, but then of course you have to like just think about what would Taiwanese people want to watch. Taiwanese people know Stephen Curry, but if it would have been like Peter Forsberg, which is like a Swedish hockey player, the best of like all times,
he's amazing.
They wouldn't care.
Okay.
So I was just very lucky that it happened to be basketball, which is like pretty big in Taiwan.
Okay, that's beautiful. Got it early in the U.S. Glad to catch you guys on live. Yay! Thanks for support. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. So again, back to like the secret to a good thumbnail. So that's one of your good ones. So you had a good story.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you got a famous, like the Stephen Curry. What I don't really know that much about basketball. So
yeah, no,
Stephen Curry.
He's a big guy, yeah. Yes,
he's on there.
So basically, anything that is about moving to Taiwan is like pretty good.
Okay.
But now I've also been doing it like so many times.
Okay.
So for example, like in the bubble here is like Taiwan is safer than China. But there's been so many videos where I've been using that. Okay. So there's also this like, you can't really like repeat yourself too much.
Of course. Okay. That makes sense.
But anything that is about like moving to Taiwan.
Okay.
Leaving something behind, like selling your house or like making sacrifices and then invest into like your Taiwanese life.
Okay.
And specifically like choosing Taiwan over China seems to be very good by my audience as well.
Okay. And then you've always got the big font. Right. And you've got the heart.
Yes.
The heart's gold.
I mean, I tried a heart. I even updated my YouTube logo.
I know. I seen it. I saw that. Yeah.
But honestly, though, like in the beginning, so this font and the whole like the frames of the borders around.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I'm just using the same template all the time, just to save time.
Yeah.
So
no, I because I go through your stuff a lot, so I definitely I see that, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because I'm trying to make something new every time, and it takes forever, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's also like all us foreign YouTubers, like because we see what works with other people. Yeah. So like everything just kind of like merged together. Okay. And the same is like I have this term like 不敢相信, like cannot believe. Okay. That I try to use all the time. Okay. And I also know it's over the top. Okay. And every single title would be like could not believe something. Yeah. And it could be like I could not believe that high-speed rail ticket cost 1,000 NT instead of 2,000 NT, which is like, it's not a big thing.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but okay.
But the secret to that is also like because of the YouTube SEO, like the search engine optimization.
Sure, okay.
By using the very similar titles, then if someone has watched, like last week, they watched a video from Lukas in Taiwan that had a title, 美国人不敢相信, If Lukas in Taiwan makes another video that is 加拿大人不敢相信 Taiwan, then YouTube would then more or less already know the audience that potentially might to watch my video. So I purposely try to keep it as similar as possible using these like key terms or words. Yeah.
Oh, so you reuse a lot of them for the SEO, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a light bulb moment. That makes sense. Yeah.
So so it's
okay.
So far, so good.
So far, so good, man. No, it's great because, I don't know. I love picking your brain. Do you have any? I know, like, it seems like all the main like YouTuber full-time guys, foreign full-time YouTubers in Taiwan, everyone seems to be pretty close, right? It seems everyone's always in each other's videos, right? The collabs and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Is it always like a pretty friendly atmosphere, or is it always like, oh, this guy copied me, or oh, this guy, oh, I don't like that guy?
No, I would say that the atmosphere is super friendly.
Okay.
We are all friends.
Okay.
I can only speak for myself.
Okay.
But me personally, of course, see others as competitors.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe there will be others who is like, no, like we're only friends, and I'm just happy for you.
Okay.
That's what they tell me.
Okay. Yeah. For
But
sure.
for me,
you
it's
have
like,
to say that.
I honestly cannot say that I'm not jealous. Like, I'm happy for them,
Gotcha.
but I'm jealous as well.
Okay.
So, because the whole thing, like how it works, like behind the scenes, is that because most of us also have the same agency.
Okay.
So we would get asked, like, hey, would you be free end of December? Because this is a potential case.
Sure.
And then
you're
say,
like, yeah, let's
sure,
do it.
yeah, that sounds amazing. Okay, but all other YouTubers have also been asked the same question.
Okay.
So you will know. Okay, end of December will come. I didn't get a confirmation email.
Okay.
And then end of December, you see like someone who is like posting a selfie from like a place, you know?
Man.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
that's so funny.
But so the first time, I'm always like jealous because I mean I want everything. Like
of course,
I'm
I get that. Yeah,
only child, so I never learned how to share when I growing up.
I understand that.
But then of course after a while you're like, okay, actually the client made this decision. It was not like if we're fighting about something on the same video, then there's a client who has made like an objective decision.
Yeah. Okay.
So I cannot be mad at you. I should be mad at the client, or of course it comes down to like my own videos are not the most suitable.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So you make me jealous. Like, I mean, other YouTubers as well, and but I cannot really be angry with you. Just extremely jealous that you get to work and I don't.
He's jealous. Yeah. No, that's funny because that reminds me of. I mean, again, same. It's similar to. It's a business. The restaurant business is the same. You know, like we're the first sort of like Mexican restaurant, and then when we had this location, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. The last time we went to Canada, previous to this time, we went and we left. And as soon as we left, like a block away, a place called Twinkies Tacos opened a branch, right?
Okay.
And then I got all these messages from people, and they're like, "Oh, they were waiting until you left so they could open," and then they're like freaking out. And then, you know, and then when they were open, our customers would come and be like, "Oh my gosh, don't you like hate those guys?" And I'm like, no, not at all. Yeah, let's share this shit. And I'm just like, no, not at all. But obviously, yeah, you're thinking like, oh, shoot, like it's like a block away, and you know, and people would come in and be like, what do you think about that? And again, everybody always knows me as like this friendly, you know, happy, whatever guy. I'm like, you go try him out, man, give him a shot. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, it's just like
but actually though, like, for me it's actually only a good thing, because I would have like other YouTubers, like in my agency for example, they would work with brands, they will make an amazing video, they will make that brand more willing to work with other YouTubers. So like if you look at it black and white, I've only had benefits of other people's success, and I can take advantage of that.
True.
But I mean, I'm just selfish and jealous, and I want to be like the number one.
But so. I think that's an important thing as well, because when you're really nice, you know, you get stepped over and stuff like that. So you kind of have to be like, you got to be aggressive instead of being passive. You have to kind of be like, I'm going to go for it. I want to be the top guy. And I think your channel seems to be growing like the fastest.
No, I'm falling behind.
It was, but I mean, like the last time when we talked about it, some of the other guys were, for example, reached 100,000 before you, and then you just kind of like leapfrogged almost everybody. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that drive is a big thing, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think like I think we talked about this last time as well, but like my biggest like benefit is that I just want to make videos, and I don't care what I make videos about. Whereas other people might have like, you know, they were, for example, they were travelers, they were like adventurous first, and then they make videos, and they're not as comfortable to go out from that zone, trying to like get a bigger audience and grow from there.
Understand.
but now, and it's also like, that's also like what I've been busy with the last couple of months as well, trying to figure out like, how can I branch out from that without losing like the audience that I already have.
Okay.
And yeah, I have some ideas, but
okay.
you will see it on my channel.
Yeah. No, it's funny because as well, like for me too, for example, again, that other place opened and I think they survived for like a year and they were always empty. And then, then they closed down and you see it kind of getting renovated. Then I feel bad. I'm like, oh man, then I feel like I really, I should help them out. I'm like, it's kind of like, you're kind of like happy, but you're kind of like because I've closed restaurants, right? It sucks. It sucks when you have like all, let's say you spend $1 million, which is you probably, depending on the restaurant, you probably spend less or maybe more. But then, someone comes in and they'll be like, you're selling all your stuff and they'll be like, this table, how much did you guys pay? And it'll be like, 6,000 or 8,000. And they'll be like, I'll give you 500. And it's just like, oh, it's rough, man. It's rough.
Brutal.
It's brutal because it's either that or, you call like, those secondhand companies that come and they just take everything. And let's say your stuff is worth $1 million again. They'll give you like 30,000. And so it's like, or else you're sitting there, bargaining with people. It sucks closing a restaurant down. So yeah, definitely, man. It's never cool. I never really like to see people go out, but it's tough, man.
I can't even imagine starting to selling all my camera gear.
Exactly, like, right?
Brutal.
They'd be like, "What was this worth? Oh, 8,000 NT. Okay, I'll give you 200."
Yeah. Oh,
it's like,
God.
That's rough. That's rough. Yeah.
No.
What about trends, man? YouTube trends. So
YouTube
obviously, trends here are going to be pretty unique because, the audience is Taiwanese, right?
Yeah.
So how do you find and spot trends, or how does that work out?
So, I only have experience from like foreigners in Taiwan.
Okay.
And we're kind of like in our own little like niche with our own audience.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have we have trends as well, I guess, but we run out quite fast because it's like let's say we're 30 people. Everyone is making the same video.
That trend.
And then we just try to milk it like 3-4 times. And then we go back to like a normal things.
Oh, I love that.
Like, but for example, like of course, like during COVID, then it was like COVID.
Yeah.
And then like now this year, it's been like my parents are coming to Taiwan.
Okay.
And it's like, if you are following all these people, because I've subscribed to them and my entire YouTube is just like my friends.
Yeah, I've seen that. Me too.
But it's like every week someone's parents are coming to Taiwan and like they're here for a week.
And right?
They just like squeeze out like 30 videos.
Yeah, that's rough.
So
man.
like they record 30 videos in 7 days and then like they release 1 video per week. So it's like half a year content that was recorded in like those 7 days.
Okay.
Jeez, and I'm saying this from a place of jealousy as well. If I was in a position of bring my parents here to make videos, then I would have done that as well.
Me too.
So
me too.
I'm just
one day
annoyed by this.
That's funny. We got a couple questions, man. I'll read them out to you here. Hold up. So I'm not a YouTuber yet, but I love all the insights that Lukas is giving on knowing your audience. Definitely stuff I can apply to my own business. Thank you. Okay, real question on competition. Wondering if you are 100% content creator or do you have production staff? How does that impact your goals?
Okay, so basically, right now, let's say up until like 1 month ago, I did absolutely everything myself.
Okay.
Except subtitles.
Okay.
That was outsourced to another like translation company.
Okay.
And then I paid them like $3 per minute of video. So like 10 minutes.
$3.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds a lot. No, is that normal? I have no idea.
That's cheap.
That's normal. That's cheap.
That's cheap. That's like
50 NT-ish, right? Okay. So I've got the quote for 50 NT.
It's like it's like 100 NT per minute.
Okay.
Video. Which is like cheap.
Okay.
And then like last month, I have now talking to an editor who helped me doing like the first basically 4 hours of putting a 1 hour interview into like 15-20 minutes first rough draft, like picking up the good things.
That's pretty great. Yeah.
And then I just like do the toppings on top and like fine slice it and stuff like this.
Okay.
So I do consider myself 100% content creator, if that is within your definition.
Okay, perfect. Let's get the other questions on here. Hold on.
How does that impact your goals? I just try to like work all I can to like get ends meet, just paying my bills. I'm just working like nonstop all the time. I don't have time to like think of any other goals right now.
All right, you have to embrace the blue ocean strategy. Your competition is also building up
the market
for
you,
you, which is true. Very true. Very true.
That? Do you have trouble reading?
No,
this?
I can read it.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I'm getting old, dude. I'm 45, bro. You, in the sense, can benefit from competition. True, I agree.
Yeah. The thing is,
but when a Mexican guy opens like right next door to you, and you're like, oh, dude, what are you doing?
So I would agree with this. You know, like they're building up the market. The problem is that most of our income, I would say, like for me personally, like 2/3 of my income comes from partnerships with other companies.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the way the system is set up is that the end client comes from a position where it's like, we just want a foreigner.
Okay.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't really care who the foreigner is.
Gotcha.
As long as it fits these 5 bullet points.
Okay.
So the client don't really have time to like invest themselves into like, what is this channel? What is the brand? What is this person standing behind? So there's a lot of like fast decisions.
Okay.
So it feels maybe a little bit random at times.
Well, I think in Taiwan, I used to teach English, right? And it's pretty similar to that, right? They'd be like, well, I just need a white guy. Basically, right? They're like, I just kind of need a white guy, and I used to think that was weird, but I remember a quick story. I went out to Guangzhou. I was coaching soccer out there, but it wasn't enough income. So I was like, okay, I was on the MRT and I passed this, there was a school, and I got the number down and I called them up and I said, okay, I'm moving to the Guangzhou area, and I noticed you have an English school. I was wondering if you guys are looking for teachers. And then they're like, yeah, we are looking for teachers. And they're like, okay, but we pay, I think we pay $5.50 an hour. And I'm like, okay, well, I have X amount of experience and stuff like that. And I'm really, really good with kids and stuff. And usually I ask for $7 or $7.50. I can't remember what it was. And they're like, okay, we'll come tomorrow and we'll have an interview. So I said, okay, cool. This was, a while ago. So I went in, I'm dressed nice, I get a haircut and stuff, and I have my resume, and I walk. This was way before the restaurant. So I walk in, and then they look at me just like, okay, start tomorrow 8:30. And I'm like, okay, but what do you mean? Do you want to see the resume? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, so they're like, yeah, $7.50, no problem. 8:30 tomorrow. And I'm just like, that's it? I could be like, I'm not, but I could be like the worst person. I could be like really bad. They're like, no, come in. And then I went in, see you guys. And then I went in and I worked there for like a month or two. And I remember one time they called the PA system. They're like, oh, Ed, we need you to come down to meet a parent. So I'm like, okay, I go down there and I see, old Taiwanese guy in like a suit with like, pocket full of cash. Like he pulled out this, like so much money, was crazy. So I went there. I'm like, how you doing, man? Good. And then he just looks at me and he's like, where from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Canada. And he's like, takes cash out of his wallet, right? Takes his cash out and he's just like, pays the tuition on the spot. Cash.
Oh, wow.
Cash. He pulls it's just like, okay. And it's like a wad of blue 1,000 NT bills, right? And I'm just like, holy crap. And they're like, okay, get out. You're done. You can go back to work. I'm like, okay, see you later. It was crazy. I was just like, oh, okay, so I get it. Yeah. So brands, a lot of the schools I worked at, similar to that. But yeah, that's the one story I remember. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. No, it's
similar, I guess.
Like, you can of course having like the discussion if education should be like, you should make money out of education, but
yeah,
it comes down to branding at one point. How does the company want to be associated, and then you have to just understand that you work in like marketing more than anything else. Basically.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think every business is like your marketing. Like when you're out and you're wearing your shirt and you're nice to, hey, look at this shirt, look at that shirt, beautiful. We're twins today. Yeah, no, people they're just like, oh, Eddie's Cantina, blah, 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 or whatever, right? They just they associate it with like you, and maybe they like you, and yeah, it's good. So yeah, you have to be nice all the time.
Yeah.
So it's good. Yeah. It's good, which is pretty normal. I think I'm pretty nice guy, I think. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. We got a couple more questions.
Yeah,
man.
For sure. I love it.
There you go.
Do you watch other Taiwan YouTubers? Honestly, I watch Wes Davies.
Wes Davies.
and most of Proudest's content.
Okay.
And other than that, I would watch it for like other purposes. I would try to watch like from a more
Gotcha.
like
Analyze what
analyzing competitors. But
this guy's video killed. How?
But like I'm interested, for example.
Okay.
But like Wes Davies, my best YouTube friend other than like Yuan in Taiwan, which was like my roommate before.
Yes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Also, Wes Davies is like in super duper lovey mode right now, which is funny. All his content is like couples content. It's funny.
I'm very happy.
Good. I'm happy for him too. That's awesome.
Honestly, that's like a guy that I can just genuinely be like 100% happy for.
Yeah,
no
he's
matter
such a
how
nice
it goes.
guy.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
I love him so much.
Well done. Do foreign YouTubers who speak Chinese in their videos have an advantage over those who do it in English with Chinese subtitles?
I would say, I don't think, I would say 3.5% advantage. So
not much.
Not much. I would say, like, for example, for me, it would take me longer time and it will take me more effort to record a video in Chinese.
That's harder, for sure.
That is harder.
Yeah,
so,
even if your Chinese is on, it's still harder.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I would just like look, I right now, I actually look at my YouTube channel as like per monthly basis.
Okay.
I'm like, how is my channel performing this month?
Okay.
But up until like last year, it was always like on a video basis.
Gotcha.
So if I look like from a monthly perspective, then I can produce 9 English videos.
Okay. Yeah.
Better, faster, and enjoyed more than I can produce like 2 Chinese speaking videos.
Yeah.
So over the course of a month, my English output is more and better than my Chinese output. On the other side, let's say that it's 100% equal, then I do think just by the case that the Taiwanese people are more comfortable listening to Chinese, they will automatically listen like 5% longer before they click off the video.
Understand.
And those 5% will then tell the algorithm to give it out to 5% more.
Okay.
But if I can make like 21 English videos instead of 20 Chinese videos,
you're lapping.
I'm getting those 5% back.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is YouTube 101. This
is YouTube
like
101. Yeah,
this is your masterclass. Right?
It's like we're interviewing the Taiwan Mr. Beast here, right? So, no, it's great. I love it. What foreign YouTuber has changed the most since they began?
Oh, I think that might be me actually.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
Tell us about it.
Because I just went from like hiking videos, to sitting in my studio, letting other people just praise Taiwan, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, that change literally came internally. It was a 3 months process of thinking like, what should I do with my channel? Because I thought that, you know, my original name was like Lukas Engström. It has to be me. It has to be personal videos.
It's a good name, yeah.
And then I switched to like 外国人介绍 Taiwan, like
that's
in
mapped
Taiwan.
Yeah.
And I just wanted it to be just growing as much as possible, just so I could get more money to buy more camera gear and like play around with more expensive stuff.
I know that. I know those.
So that change on YouTube happened like over a week.
Okay.
But behind the scenes, it was like a 3 months process.
Okay.
And I think that most YouTubers might agree that I have changed the most.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully also improved the most.
Of course. I think Prozi's changed a little bit lately too, right?
So Prozi
a little bit more positive stuff.
Right? So Prozi also became full-time this year.
That's what happened. Yeah. Okay.
And,
nice.
And again, as I said, like if you want to be sustainable full-time as a foreign YouTuber in Taiwan, you have to listen to the audience. You have to do what they want to watch.
Okay.
And in our case, it has to be like more positive things.
Yeah.
You can't really use certain words. You can't really swear and do whatever you want to do anymore.
Okay, yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, like I said, I think you and Alan were the first guys that I seen on YouTube, and you were the first one that I like. I always tell the story that I'm doing my podcast, and I'm like, hey, this is great. Okay, I'm actually pretty good at this. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I see this guy, and it's like, holy crap, he's got a massive channel and he's freaking really good. He's better than I am. So now it's good. But then when the cool thing is though, when I reached out, you're like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, really? Well, great. Okay.
I love it.
That's awesome, man. I love that. I appreciate it.
You should know. Maybe he's watching now. tonight, as we're recording this, I got invited for a private Christmas dinner with the Swedish representative here in Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
But I had to tell him, no,
oh, man.
I'm going to Eddie's to do
I better get you dinner then.
podcast.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you do owe me dinner.
I will, for sure. Anytime, brother. We got another one that says, I love, is that Tony Huang and Taiwan, everything. And Eddie here, of course. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it so much. As you improved your tech, camera, lighting, etc., what impact did that have on your videos? Man, I don't even need to prep my own questions anymore.
Great. Honestly, so the short answer is it didn't have any impact at all.
I found that as well.
Like nothing. As long as you have like a functional microphone that doesn't give you like any like whatever static feedback, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
With that said, some gear, first of all, like motivated me to make more videos.
Let's get better. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna spend like, I think my camera is like 6,000 USD.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Like one
Okay.
of my cameras.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna buy this camera, first I need to set up like a schedule for how do I get this money back.
Yeah.
So that definitely motivated me to make more videos.
Okay.
And then just now, like after Black Friday.
Okay. That's scary for me. Those ones.
I spent close to. Don't tell my girlfriend this. I spent close to 2,000 USD on equipment that I already own.
Yes.
So I would be more mobile.
Yeah.
So I don't have to like tear down my light in the studio, pack it into my suitcase, and go out to a client.
Amazing.
So I would have like a second setup in my suitcase, and also like just a mount. It's called like a camera cage. So you can you can add things onto the camera directly.
Like that small rig sort of deal.
Exactly. Like
Okay.
And I went to like small rig and I bought 1,000 USD, including a new toy for me, which is like a V-mount battery.
See you Sunday, yeah?
It's a battery that then can power your camera, your external recorder, which you obviously needs to have, and your light. So everything is like battery powered as well, which would then like make it easier for me to like put everything in a suitcase, go and record a video like right away. So it saves time, saves hopefully money in the future.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a quick addition to that. Don't tell my wife that upgrading the tech doesn't get more views either. So it's just another microphone. I'm like, we need it.
Yeah.
It's an investment. We need it. Yeah. So don't tell mine either.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, man. So how about dream collaborations? Do you have any dream? We talked about it last time, but things change after 2 years. Dude, anytime you need me for a video, dude, anytime.
No, honestly, no. Like,
you've already connected to all the big.
The thing is, I think this is the reason for why I'm still going strong. I would say, like, I don't have dreams and I don't have goals.
Okay.
I just have like minimum requirements.
Okay.
So like as soon as I pass the minimum requirements, I'm clear.
You're happy.
So I never chase the goal because then. And it's just because I don't even know what that goal would be.
Okay. Okay.
If it would have been 100,000, like would I have stopped at 100,000? I don't know. But I think by not having goals, by not having a real like plan, as in a milestone or something.
Okay.
That what makes me going with the same motivation now as like 5 years ago when I started.
Okay.
So like dream collaborations, not really. Like, I mean, it would be cool to make a video with the president, I guess. But
that'd be a cool one.
Honestly, in terms of views, it wouldn't be a good video, I think.
Yeah.
Like, because my audience wouldn't really care.
Only half the island would watch it, right? Exactly. The other half would hate you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would just be like to make my mom proud,
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
That's so funny. One more question here. Is the tech in Taiwan, is it cheaper? Is it cheaper here? I think it's more expensive.
No, it's more expensive. So it depends on what you compare with, though. So for example, general,
Amazon's cheaper, right?
B&H. I would say if it costs more than 20,000 USD, 20,000 Taiwanese dollars,
Don't tell my wife.
which is like 600 USD.
Okay.
It's cheaper to buy it from B&H in the US
And
directly and including shipping.
Okay.
And including Taiwan import duties.
Okay.
Which is like also astronomical sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I buy most of it from B&H.
Okay.
And it's not that expensive most of the time to import it to Taiwan as well. They have pretty good like shipping.
Okay.
But sometimes
and you get that app, right? That Easy Way app, and then you're like,
Easy Way app.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But for example, it's cheaper to buy stuff in Taiwan than it would be in Sweden, for example, because Sweden have tax on like we have gigabyte storage tax. Everything that has a hard drive, you have to pay a tax per gigabyte of storage.
Really?
So
a terabyte's like, forget about
so like
it.
if you buy an iPhone, like 128 gigabytes, which was like enormous like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now the iPhones have like 1 and even 2 terabytes.
Terabytes, yeah.
So like just that tax is like, I think it's like 30 USD just for like the storage tax of the hard drive, which comes back to like in 1990s to try to like prevent like piracy, copying and everything. Because we had Pirate Bay, which was like the
Pirate Bay was amazing.
Yeah, it's Swedish.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it still around? Because I think it's still there. If you look at it, it's like a neutered version of what it was, I think. But
I was playing bowling with the baby brother, one of the founders of Pirate Bay.
Really? Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool, man.
Yeah. So it's it's just expensive in Sweden.
Okay. Well, all Europe or Sweden or kind of the
definitely
Scandinavian
Sweden
countries.
I think the further south you come as well, like the cheap. For example, like we don't have Amazon in Sweden really.
Okay.
Like it's super shitty, and but in Germany has it, so it's like it's just a lot of difference as well. But the thing is with all the gear, it's very like US based.
Okay.
And then shipping from China, so sometimes you can get like a better deal because it's like you save on the shipping.
Okay.
But yeah, in general, it's basically the same as in the US, I would say.
Okay. I think in Canada when I went this time, Amazon Prime kind of works there, so they were getting stuff so quick, and I was like, wow, this is nice. But I would spend a lot if I had Amazon Prime. Be like, but PC Home here is pretty good. I like PC Home.
PC Home is pretty good too. I would say the only issue I have is that when it comes to like new models, if there's a product that hasn't been sold in Taiwan, then Taiwan government has like 1 month like investigation just to make sure that there's like they have the certified Wi-Fi transmitters that China doesn't spy on them, for example.
Okay.
And I talked about the people in the Apple store, and they just released like the new like M3 MacBooks.
Okay.
Taiwan gets them like 3 months later because like the supply and also that has to be tested. Everything that has like a Wi-Fi transmitter has to be approved by the government. Okay. So it's just delayed. And B&H and them other American sites don't ship anything with batteries. So there's a lot of products you cannot buy and get it shipped here. So you have to wait like 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get it in Taiwan. That's like the biggest pain.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, wow. I didn't even know about that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. I mean, the gear is always good. Again, like I said, don't share that. It doesn't, it's funny because sometimes you get like somebody who said, these videos are blowing up and you get them in and they're just coming in on like a cell phone with like no audio, like just like what? Yeah. It's crazy.
Dude, you don't even
crazy. You don't need anything.
What is even worse?
It's amazing. Yeah.
You don't even need cameras these days. Everything is like AI generated. So like you can literally just have a computer, online connection, AI generate whatever you want, and still get like views and like revenue.
Some of those AI channels are blowing up, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Those YouTube short ones, your favorite, right? Let's talk a little bit about YouTube Shorts here.
I hate YouTube Shorts. I hate Instagram Reels. I hate TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, but that seems to be the future, which to me is so sad.
Okay. Why would you hate on the 60-second vertical videos?
So I don't really mind like the vertical aspect of it. Like I know a lot of like these like cinematic film creators.
Okay.
Though they have an issue with like the format, like the vertical format.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like actually the main issue is that it's being compared with long format. And for example, coming from like a YouTube perspective.
Yeah.
Like 100,000 long format normal YouTube views where you've seen a thumbnail, you've seen a title, you've clicked on it and get in, or you just like swiped and you accidentally starting watching a short. Like you don't have an option to watch a short.
Yeah.
So 100,000 short views are the same as like 100,000 impressions of a YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah,
which,
that makes sense.
Which is like nothing.
Yeah.
And my issue is that, you know, the clients that I've been working with, they compare my like, you know, 250,000 subscribers and my like, you know, 50,000 long format views on a video.
Yeah.
With someone else who has like, you know, the same number of subscribers, the same number of views.
Yeah.
Not knowing the difference between what is short and what is a normal YouTube video.
Some kid, I'm giving my mom a chocolate bar. Here we go.
And
here's
they'll
the
be
chocolate
like,
bar.
why should we pay you when we can pay this guy who is doing it for like 1% of your rates?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, it's because it's like 1% of the engagement and it's 1% of the conversion rates in the end.
Okay.
So, yeah. But and for me in general, like I just don't like the whole. You have to be like much more animated and like faster to get like the attention.
I think in Taiwan they like animation stuff.
Oh, they love it.
Right?
Yeah,
they love it. Yeah. Yeah. The first time I came here, I went on, you know, like one of those talk show, a long time ago talk shows. And I think that was before social media, and it was all the boing, and then, you know, men are slapping each other. Is it? Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. But yeah. Anyways, speaking of doing this, are you still doing your juice business?
No, I am not.
Okay, and why not?
Basically because of YouTube. So that was like another side project, same as YouTube was a side project before.
Okay.
And then when YouTube became full time, I was like, I need to invest all my time in YouTube just to pay the bills.
Understand.
So I haven't done it for 2 years since I was full-time YouTube, but I did have a Taiwanese colleague who was like, we were running it. We were like 3 people in total. And then like the CEO of the company was like running it. He ran it for around like 1 year. Then he also became a YouTuber. So
there you go.
So he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, let's continue with YouTube instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like I said, you are doing like what is it? Like an Eagle, American Eagle has like an influencer kids.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because that's cool.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah. So basically, I was working with partnering up with American Eagle,
which is a big English teaching school, right?
Yeah.
Taiwan.
So we were. I would go. I think it was like 5 different weekends, like go and visit like different regions of Taiwan.
Okay.
Where their students wanted to like learn how to become like content creators or like YouTubers or like, you know,
everybody wants to be a YouTuber. Yeah.
So we had like kind of easy like classes on how does a camera work, how do you record yourself, and where should just like things like you should look. This is the camera. This is the screen that does not record. Yeah. And like making comparisons, like fun and games and stuff like this, and then giving them like a little bit of a structure on how can you just make your first YouTube video. Like you can make a video about everything, but you can like, this is generally a good way to start and explain what you're gonna do and things like this.
Was it like you guys were giving classes, or were you guys judging a competition? It looked like in the videos there's like a competition or something.
Yes, it was both actually.
It was both.
So we met like all the schools throughout the year. And then we were giving them a class on how to just record your first YouTube video, actually. Okay. Yeah. And these are kids like, you know, age 6 to 12. Okay. So it was like on that level.
Basic stuff.
Yeah, we were not. It was not like click-through rates and what.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So yeah, basically like borrow your parents' phone and you record.
Okay.
But it was more like, how do you act in front of the camera and like the framing. You should stand in the middle. You should think about like this and that. Like lighting. You should be like how you should position the light, the camera, and yourself basically.
Okay. Yeah.
So we did that with all the different schools, and then a few months later, they had made these videos. And they sent it to me and Logan, who was doing it together.
Logan. Yeah.
And then we were the judges. And then there was like this final weekend. So they had kind of like a little party end of the year contest. I forgot, but it was like real prize money. Like
good money.
It was good money.
Okay.
I forgot how
You're like,
much.
Damn, I want to enter this.
Yeah, I was like,
gave me a call. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was so much fun too, because I'd never been a teacher.
Okay, yeah, you skipped that whole thing.
Yeah.
Because most people they start as a teacher, right?
Exactly.
When they come here. Okay.
So plus it was like YouTube teacher. It's like, oh my God, it's like amazing. You're just like talking cool. Like just like this, like YouTube for like that's so cool. 2 hours.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So and that was great. And again, also like on a more like selfish level as well, getting like a project like that
Yeah.
Like it makes my whole year.
Okay.
Because it was like, of course, I think it was a course over like seven weekends, split out over like half a year.
Oh, okay.
So then like just any time you have like a long-term collaboration that is just like non-video, like it makes you like, you literally like relaxed, like I don't have to worry about getting kicked out for like the next 6 months at least.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So thank you so much, American Eagle.
Yes. So quick question. 2 years, right? Do you have any like favorite moments or favorite videos or something that pops into your head where you're just like, oh man, that was a good time when I went to the haunted house with Prozzy or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
no. So the thing again, like,
so
there's a huge difference. I said that I think I'm the YouTuber who has changed the most.
Okay.
And since I went full time, it really becomes more of a business.
Yeah,
like, I mean, for myself at least. And my best performing videos are the ones that is in my studio. I just sit like this, I ask questions, and I let someone else talk.
That's great.
So it's amazing. It's super convenient.
Yeah.
I'm living the best life I've ever had. But I don't really have those like amazing moments myself.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
You're just kind of like,
I just hear
you're holding the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, for example,
I know that feeling.
I was talking like with Katie, who is an American, she joins like the TV shows here.
Yeah.
He was explaining like she went to the American, like, the Taiwanese like funeral experience.
Oh, I think I seen that
as
video.
like a close family member.
I think she's a customer because she looks super familiar. Yeah.
She's on the TV shows as well.
Okay. Maybe that's why. Okay.
So she was explaining everything, and these are the type of things that like me having these kind of videos makes me hear other kinds of Taiwan that I'm like, I've been in Taiwan for 13 years. I think I know everything. Yeah. But there are situations and there are like scenarios, even cities that I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that you're sharing because I would never experience this myself.
Okay.
But when it comes to other, like, one thing I've been doing this year actually is working with the European Union office.
I saw that. That would, yeah. That's a big one.
So that was a huge one for me. Like both, first of all, like starting off that project.
You're Mr. Europe.
Being like, pretty much Mr. Europe.
Yeah.
So first of all, just like starting that project. First of all, just knowing that, I'm going to have the bills paid for the next like 12 months.
Beautiful.
It's a like 12-month project.
Yeah.
And then also like I get to like meet all the representatives or like the offices here in Taiwan.
Good connection.
And you get to learn so much more about like all these like member states as well. So I think that for sure is like the biggest project I feel like I've had. But it's also like, it's still like interviewing sitting here.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think like last month I got to work with 7-Eleven.
What?
Yeah,
that's about as big as it gets, man. Holy crap! Okay,
so like, that was like
7-Eleven.
When I saw the first email, that was exactly the face I made.
It's like, whoa, okay.
So, but again, I mean, of course, I love 7-Eleven. So the event we had now in like City Hall, down in like downtown Taipei. Yeah. If you go to City Hall, they would have like an ice sharing event, like for Christmas.
Okay.
So they have like a Christmas tree, and it's Barcelona themed Christmas experience, basically.
Okay.
So the experience itself and the video we made is like, it's still like only for like that experience there. That is like they have a flamenco bar, and then they have like a Christmas tree, and it's amazing Spanish food, and it's like a Christmas tree, but it's also very like limited to like City Hall.
Okay.
A place that I have seen like every month for 13 years. But working with brands like that,
that's massive.
Makes me like, exactly. It's like, wow, this is an amazing experience.
You're good, yeah.
But it has switched from experiencing amazing new places in Taiwan to I get the opportunity to work with these amazing brands.
That's
like,
wow,
that's amazing.
Okay, that's. Yeah, wow, that's 7-Eleven. That's, I mean, what could be bigger than that? There's not much. I think, because
I don't know, TSMC maybe.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, hey, there you go.
If you're watching
TSMC, Lukas in Taiwan. But I also got to say, have you been sponsored by IKEA or not yet? No IKEA sponsorship yet. How is that possible? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
IKEA.
I don't really know how.
Here.
I don't know how much I should talk about this.
Okay.
But what I can say. I think with 100% certainty right now. So I moved in with my girlfriend in March.
Gotcha.
To a completely empty apartment. And of course, the plan was moving into an empty apartment, reaching out to brands, collaborate, saying like, hey, I want to put in like the perfect European/Taiwan apartment, like the dream apartment in Taiwan.
The collaboration apartment.
Collaborations.
Nice.
And everything was like sorted out. I reached out to, I would say, 5 different brands.
Okay.
And IKEA was the only one who said no.
Oh, like IKEA. How? Oh,
so
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
We've also got a comment that says favorite video was IKEA table home live stream with Yuan Yuan. You did that? You did that?
Oh
okay,
my
there
God.
you go.
Oh, that's a story.
That's a story? I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah.
That is actually part of the moment where I decided to just make videos that people want to watch.
Okay.
So I have 2 moments like this. So the first one is I made a video.
I'm good, thanks.
Going to Ruifang, like Zhoufeng area.
Yeah.
And I made a list of like my top 10 favorite things in Ruifang.
Okay.
And at that point, like, sometimes you're like, that a video isn't really going to go that well because you're like, you were stressed that week. You didn't have that much time. This was like when I was like part-time.
Yep. Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't have that much time. So this video is not as good as it should be.
Okay.
That was like one of the few videos where I had my drone, I had my best camera. It was like a sunny day.
Okay.
And I was like, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that day. And I was so proud of that video.
Okay.
Because I also spent like an extra day on like all the effects and stuff. And I was like, this is as good as I am right now. There's no excuses.
Good as it gets.
This is as good as it gets. I think like the first like weekend when I released the video, it was like 3,000 people watching, which to me was like the worst video I've ever released at that point. No one cared. Literally, like 2 days later, we were moving into like my previous apartment together with Yuan Yuan, another YouTuber.
Yeah.
And we were gonna go to IKEA and buy our studio table, like a table like this, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we went to the one in Bitan in Xindian, which is right by the MRT station.
Yeah.
And we lived in Guting, right by the MRT station. Easy. So we went there, we bought all this stuff, including like this table. And then when we're done, we go to the MRT station.
Did they let you?
No, they don't.
I was going to say, okay.
And they were like, this is the worst part. They were like, no, we only allow items up to like a certain size. But I'm bigger than that size. So then I was like, by your logic, I'm not allowed on the MRT because there was like 2 meters like height versus like width. And I was like, I'm above 2 meters if you measure it.
That's
and
crazy.
Like, yeah, but no, it doesn't apply to people, only to like items. So we couldn't bring it. So the what we're talking about, the video, the live stream, it's a live stream where me and Yuan Yuan are trying to care. We had no idea how difficult it would be trying to care and because it couldn't fit into a car.
So you had to carry it walking.
So we had to carry it. So we were carrying it walking. The plan was from Xindian to Guting. On the map, it didn't look that bad.
Okay.
But it was terrible. We spent like 40 minutes and we barely moved. Because we also did like a YouTube live stream at the same time.
Okay,
where, like,
that's cool.
We had something to like kill the time.
And how did it go?
So we ended up with, we walked for like, I think we were like 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then we realized that like, this is like pointless. We're not going to be able to sleep tonight. We're going to walk all the way home. So eventually we found like a bus that took us like somewhat home. So we carried it onto a bus.
Wow.
But that live stream got like 20,000 views.
That's
like
crazy.
Without editing or anything. And then I was like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing that could have happened. So then I was like, okay, actually editing, video, cameras, it doesn't matter. You have to do like something interesting.
Yeah.
And the second situation I had like this was that I spent a weekend, my first time in Sun Moon Lake.
Okay.
Which is something that every single Taiwanese will say it's amazing. It's super beautiful. Like everyone will recommend you to go and visit.
I went once, yeah.
So I spent like 3 days to make like one video. Normally I spend like 1 day to make one video. So it was like 3 times the effort to make this video. And we were like SUP paddling. We were like swimming. We had like the best time. Make the video. Again, no views. It was like 5,000 views. On the way home, on like a parking lot to transfer to a bus to go to the station to go back home, I ran into Prosy.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, Prosy, like, hey, let's do a video. I just put on like my camera and we literally just record like 15 minutes talking about COVID in Canada. And then the next day, release it. And it gets like, I don't know, but like, let's say 50,000 views.
Oh,
and it was
crap.
like, it was like 3 days versus 15 minutes of effort.
That's unbelievable.
And I was like, I hate this game, you know.
That's crazy.
So since then, I was like, I never really, I realized that what you're making videos about is way more important if you do want, like, you know, the full-time experience.
Okay. I think the collaboration videos are always, even for me, like I know you, I know Wes, I know some of the guys, most of them, not everybody, but when I see the two of you guys in the thumbnail or something, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to watch this one, and I'll watch it. And so I think the collaboration things are big.
So
what do you think? No?
They're definitely my favorite to make as well.
Yeah.
But the
do
thing
they
is,
do well or
no?
No, because I know you. Maybe that's why.
The first time they do well. But if it's a new phase for your channel, but the thing is, like for me, like you say, do well. For me, well means I get new subscribers.
Subs and views, right?
So new subscribers means people who have never seen me before.
Okay.
So if I sit and like I make like having a great time with Wes, they don't know who I am.
Okay.
Maybe they don't know who Wes is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really add anything.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
for sure, it's like it's just great to do it. But it will be more like you would treat them as just like a foreigner. But people, for example, who have watched their content, they know their story, they know everything.
Okay.
So it's not as great as you might think.
Okay. Well, it looks like fun. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's so much fun for sure. That's just more on the personal level.
So for people who want to start YouTube, like how can they sort of like plug into like the foreigner YouTuber network? Because the networking collab everybody seems to be like really friendly and like,
for sure.
What's a tip for that? Meeting
people. So I mean, if you are a foreign YouTuber, like a foreigner who wants to start doing it, like I literally like yesterday, I was finding a new channel online. Like I got recommended it, like Peter and Sandy. Okay. Peter and Sandy, and they're like travelers who have moved to Taiwan, and now they started making like
YouTube
videos here in Taiwan.
Okay.
And like I just reached out to him and saying like, hey, do you want to, like, you're a foreigner, like, do you want to come and talk about Taiwan? And then we also had a discussion about this as well. And it's just about like reaching out.
Okay.
Like he had also talked to Wes, and it's just like he's in Taipei, he's in Kaohsiung, but like every single one of us are like, yeah, you want to meet up and like just talk about something. Then some people may not really be as geeky about like YouTube and like production and everything.
Okay, yeah.
So it's basically just you and me.
Take a shot, yeah.
Talks about this.
Geek wise, tech wise, it's like, oh, you got the new. You know.
Exactly. So like, I mean, every single time, like, you know, I buy like a microphone or something, you're the only one I can talk to because you're the only one who realizes what it means. You know.
That's funny. No, it's true. It's funny because Tony, right, Big Tony.
Yeah.
He's doing like a couples podcast with his wife. Right?
Yeah.
And I was watching some of them, and they have the Shure SM7Bs. Yeah. And then the next time I see him, I'm like, you guys right away went for like the end game mics, yeah? And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. We just go to a studio and they just do everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Because when I talk to like him about gear, he's just like, what? Like he's like, no, that's the podcast mic that they have.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And I mean, there are a few people like this as well who's like,
and his stuff is doing great. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, and you don't need to know anything really.
Yeah.
Just like if you have an iPhone or a mobile camera, then you're better. I started with a GoPro 3.
Okay.
Like I don't even know what number we have now, but like it's
12,
like
12 now. Yeah.
So it you don't need anything more. But I think just like to get to know, like, for example, foreigners. I can only speak for the foreign YouTubers. Just, you know, add us on Instagram. Send us a message or a mail if we don't see like your YouTube comments. Okay. Everyone just wants to be friends. Then it's just a question of, you know, if you care about gear, then maybe I will be a better fit than like Wes Davies. but if you care about food, then Wes Davies will be able to like give you a lot of more pointers than I can. Yeah.
What about just to add on to that? What about Taiwanese YouTubers? Like, do they reach out, or do you reach out to them? Is there sort of like obviously there's more of them,
Yeah.
right? There's way more of them.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere, right? So is there a more, how's that community? Do you plug into that much? Or?
I don't.
Okay.
So, and I feel like foreigners in general are just like outside of it. Like the Taiwan YouTube have like a Christmas party.
Really?
And, yeah. But foreigners aren't really invited, I think. I ended up on
Really?
like I ended up on like their email list because I met like Ray Du Ingwen.
Oh, okay.
Who introduced me to this group. And without him, like because of he texted me like on Facebook. Without him, I would have never heard about this. And
I didn't even know about it.
And I go to these meetings. It's only for YouTubers above 100K though.
Okay, no, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
But I would go there, and I'm the only foreigner.
Really?
And like I talk to people like, hey, are you going to this event this weekend? And like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Okay.
Now there hasn't been any, or maybe I stopped being invited for like a year. But normally around Christmas. But it's just very separated. And for example, for us, like the few times I've tried to work with Taiwanese people, because my audience and the whole channel is so focused on like foreigners in Taiwan.
Okay.
So it doesn't add any value at all.
Gotcha.
Unless maybe if we'll be like one of these like super popular like YouTubers, like 1 million plus YouTubers already.
Like Joe Man or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Then I'm pretty sure like if it will be like someone that they recognize.
Okay.
But my audience in general would not recognize like maybe let's say another like 200K plus Taiwanese YouTuber.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I do meet some occasionally, and some would come up to me and like they would subscribe to my channel.
Okay.
Like, I don't subscribe to anyone basically. I know like Leo Pei, which is like Leo Pierre, he started off as like Pokemon YouTuber, but he's doing like a lot more like tech reviews.
Oh really? I didn't know. I get sent to that because that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like I don't watch that much. I mean, I watch YouTube, but like I watch like UFC fights and stuff like that, and then I'll watch your videos. I'll watch like some Wes and some Logan and stuff like that. Like the guys that I know, I'll watch.
Yeah.
But sometimes, some of the big YouTubers that it's targeted for Taiwanese audience. Like really, like I struggle to watch that. Because it's not for me, right? Like it's not targeted towards me. So like men playing, slap butt,
Like, but I also feel like I get like
that, right?
epileptic seizures just trying to watch like Taiwanese.
The transitions are crazy.
Yeah,
it's extreme.
And it's like everyone speaks so fast, so I have to read the subtitles.
Okay.
But when the subtitles are like wiggling and they're bouncing around, I can't even read the subtitles.
Yeah. I mean, I can. So sometimes, like when I'm invited to, events and everyone's speaking Chinese and they're like, oh, your Chinese is so good. Your Chinese is so good. And then, you're involved, but I'm not talking much. And everyone's kind of like, do you understand? I'm like, I do, but I'm just bored out of my mind. I don't know what to add to this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like very few things, and I love them. Like I'm super passionate, but if it's like something that I don't really know about or care about, and then sometimes even the vocabulary for that specific topic, I don't know it. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay, what do you think? I'm like, I don't really care.
This exactly sums up how it is to attend these YouTube meetings.
Okay.
By the way.
Okay.
This is like, I don't know, or I just don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I don't mean this in like
not trying to be rude, but being
rude. But I also feel like overall, like the Taiwanese YouTubers for Taiwanese audience is a little bit more like childish.
I think the TV shows started like that, and they're still. I think that's the market, right?
Yeah, and like for me, like YouTube, even from the beginning, like the only time I watch YouTube videos is more like educational.
Okay.
So for me, YouTube isn't like entertainment as much as it is like product reviews or education. So that's like my world on YouTube basically.
Yeah. I recently dove into like how to build your arcade fighting stick. I was like, okay, that's good. It's like, when you play Street Fighter and it's got like the controllers and the buttons.
Like
like joysticks. I'm like, oh, okay. So then it goes like, you go so deep into the rabbit hole and it's like, oh, you buy, the Raspberry Pi and you got all your retro games, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it kind of gets crazy.
I'm in the color grading YouTube rabbit hole now.
Okay,
and
okay.
There's so many things that is like.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's not even fun, but that is like as much entertaining as I get. Just to see like before and after photos of hardcore YouTube editing. You know.
Yeah, well, that's I know that's going to be a pretty big hole, so I'm a little scared to dive into that.
Yeah.
What's a good one? What's a good Adobe Premiere Pro, or what's a good one to start with somebody who kind of sucks at who knows nothing about editing?
So
DaVinci Resolve or
no,
like
DaVinci Resolve by far is the best program that is free.
Okay.
But the way you're doing it is so different compared to how you may have seen it online already. But if you just dig in, if you use DaVinci Resolve and you don't look back, if you just continue doing DaVinci Resolve, then that will be the best option. Okay. And it's free and it's like super powerful.
Okay.
But how it normally looks like in terms of like you have different like timelines or different layers of video, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
There's so many apps.
That's Adobe, right? Or no?
So Adobe and Final Cut. Okay. It's like the other two.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah.
So Final Cut is only for MacBook.
Okay.
And they have 90 days free.
Okay.
So for everyone who wants to start, and has a MacBook, I would recommend Final Cut. That's what I'm using.
Okay. Okay.
90 days free, but then you have to pay like $300 to continue using it,
or no?
And it's lifetime.
That's still okay. Yeah. So if you're gonna take it serious,
it's okay if you're gonna take it serious.
Okay. Yeah.
Adobe, you have to pay like $30 per month.
So when I had 2 restaurants and I had a little office and I had a girl who helped me edit videos and stuff like that, it was funny because I'm like, I know a guy who can, he can do the cracks. He can crack anything, right? Like I have computer guys, but this girl was like, she was probably like early 20s and she's like, no, we can't do that. So I paid, like the Adobe Cloud thing for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should have at least learned how to use it, because I'm paying for years. And yeah, it's crazy. It adds up for sure.
Yeah. And I have both. I paid for Final Cut and I'm also paying for Adobe still.
Okay. But you're this full-time YouTuber.
It's full, you get the money back.
Yeah.
But and I just want to say, since we're on the topic,
yes,
a lot of people would start off with their phones, for example.
Okay.
And you can edit on your phone.
No.
There's so many different versions. So they will use it on the phone and they'll be like, I don't need an editing software.
Okay.
Because I can do it on the phone. But if you switch into a computer, then it's going to be so much faster.
Okay.
So much better.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to like 0.1% of like full-time professional YouTubers or whatever would use like their phone to edit.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's just not sustainable if you want to like scale up. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Beautiful, man. But do you have any advice for any sort of up and coming foreign YouTubers in Taiwan that kind of maybe they're thinking about starting it or they're just starting? Any advice for them to how they can kind of pop off?
I mean, the main advice, like the same as always, just make sure that you enjoy doing it.
Okay.
Like I think that's like the number one reason for why not more people are doing it like full time.
Okay.
Because they might just looking at like what is trendy now.
Okay.
What video will get the most views this week? And you will be all over the place, and you also may not enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like for example, for me, I don't really care that much about like food.
Okay.
And if I would make food videos, I would have more views.
Okay.
But it will feel more like a job for me to make food reviews, for example.
I understand.
So I don't do that because I just want to do what I like. And I think if I would have focused on like food reviews to grow my views in the beginning, I would not be as motivated now. And now I would have like a 250,000 food channel and I will be forced to do that.
Then that's okay. That makes sense. Food is a big one, man. I mean, we love doing food, and so I'm thinking about adding some food stuff. But when I bring that up, people are like, "Oh yeah, do like cooking classes." I'm like, oh, I definitely don't want to do that because then I'm I just now the last couple of years I'm out of the kitchen after like decade plus being in there like 7 days a week, and now it's like now I can come and I can meet people and chat and tech stuff and enjoy it. So I don't want to go back in and be like, this is how you cut onions and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. It's tough. Because you know what, we're the restaurant owners, and like I'm not like I am a chef, but not. I don't feel like like, you know, like those chefy guys that feel like very like, let's dress up and, be proper and get pissed when someone overcooks a steak. So I'm not that guy. Because I have a lot of chef friends, but I don't think, I don't know. I don't want to be in there that much. I enjoy it, but I don't want to be like, okay, let's do more inside the kitchen. I don't want to do, but when I'm doing food stuff is okay. So I might do something like that. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's it. And then it just, if you just make sure that you enjoy it, you will never stop. Yeah. And then eventually you will get to a point where it's like, I can do more of this. Yeah. And I can do it like full time. Okay. But like, there's no point of, I should do it so I get more views so I can get full time sooner, because then you get stuck doing something else that you don't like, and it will just be like any other job,
I think that when like, I love YouTube and I'm always clicking on like, 100,000 subscribers in a month, I'm like, I'll check it out. And it's always like super trendy and like, make sure you do that and make sure you use this music. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
that sucks for me. I don't want to do that.
No, and exactly. And like the most common advice as well, it's just like everything should be like quick and snappy, and it has to be like, you should have a hook in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, the hooks. Yeah.
But it's like you kind of get, and it works. Like if you are doing this, you will get more views. You will get like more subscribers. Mm-hmm. But then it's like it will kill your own like creativity. It will like, at least for myself, it will also kill like the whole reason for why you're doing it. Yeah. To begin with.
That's just like, it's another job.
So it's basically like, these like Venn diagrams where it's like two circles and they overlap in the middle. And it's like, you just have to find like what you like to do and what your people, like your audience might want to watch. Okay. And then you just like focus on that little like in between the circles. Gotcha. And then try to expand that as much as you can later on.
Love it. Beautiful, man. I love chatting with you about YouTube. We could do it all day and we're going to be probably chatting for another few hours.
Do it all week.
But brother, I think, do you have anything you want to add, man? I mean, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Where are the wings?
Yeah. Well, okay. So the wings, what happened with the wings was, we did the wings for 200 episodes. Right, which is, I don't know how many years that is. I don't know.
Taiwan ran out of chickens.
Yeah. No, so it was good, but it felt I was getting some more and more like people that were scared to eat the wings. It was too spicy. Oh, and then other people they didn't want to eat on camera. They get really self-conscious, right?
Oh, I see.
And then there was a few different reasons, and then it also felt after a while, I'm like, is it still after 200? Is it gimmicky now? I'm like, it's feeling gimmicky now. And then now that it's been 200 plus episodes, I feel that I'm getting better, and I feel the conversation is much better, and I feel like everything's more organized, and it feels really, I don't know if it's professional, but it feels pretty professional, and you get like people come in and it's a really, I hope it's a good experience. I always get that. And then I always feel like, okay, I think, let's switch it up and see what happens. So we stopped the wings a little while ago. Yeah. After about 200. Yeah.
I don't complain because I went through
you did them twice. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed doing it, but I just felt by the end, I was like, okay, let's switch it up a little bit, do something else. Yeah. Because I love the pure podcast. It's amazing. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Like I said, 223 weeks in a row. It's crazy. I love it, but that's because I love it. This is like my night out. I can come and chat with somebody. Like last week, I had like a fitness professional talking to me about like intermittent fasting.
I saw that, like German guy, right?
Yeah, super great guy. And then I did 2 last week, and I had so the last couple of years I've been doing English commentary for the MMA fights, the ones that get televised in Taiwan. So they needed English, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I love it. So I'm like the Rogan on the side doing the English, right?
Oh, wow.
And this boxing company last week reached out, and they're like, yeah, we have international fighters, and we need English commentary. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. So I'm gonna do English commentary this Saturday on the boxing fights.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fun, dude.
That's
and this time, like so the MMA ones will have 2 channels, one English, one Chinese, and this one they're gonna do 1 channel. It's just gonna be English, so we're gonna be like the main guys. So it's pretty cool, man. And it's stuff that I love, right?
Yeah, I know.
So it's fun, and I'm like, yes, Gotta get up there. Gotta get up there, man. Eventually.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
though.
man. I'm excited. So we're gonna do that this Saturday. If you guys want to catch some fights, this Saturday in Taoyuan. Yeah.
Damn. So how would I be able to hear you then?
So on their YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel.
They'll have a YouTube channel. We'll be live streaming the whole event on the YouTube channel. And I have another guy who's also like he's an actual fighter, so it's better to have like the color guy and then the fighter guy who's actually, when it gets really technical, I'll be like, here you go, technical guy, right? So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good, man. I'm excited. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It's climbing. That's what I want to do. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Dude. Oh, sweet. Lucas is on. Yes. Don't forget to give us some thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, because like Lucas was saying earlier, I love doing this. I've been doing this for a long time, but it grows really slow. Like Lucas is saying, if it's something that's like you love it and you have like your small group of hardcores, it's awesome. But it's very slow growing. But yeah, I love it. I have to give a shout out to the Average Joe right there as well. Shout out to my favorite Taiwan YouTubers. I don't know if you knew, the Average Joe, he came to Taiwan, right? Just a quick story. He came to Taiwan. I was in the back making dough, right? It was like a day where we ran out of dough. So I'm in the back making dough. And they tell me, they're like, you need to go to the front and talk to this guy at the bar. I'm like, why, what's going on? And, I'm busy. And they're like, oh, no, he's your super fan. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's a super fan. And they're just like, yeah, he said he's your super fan. And tell him, tell you it's the Average Joe. And I'm like, what? The guy who like watches all the videos and comments and stuff. So I came out, and hopefully he's still watching. He's Austrian, and he lives in Washington DC, and he watches all the podcasts, and like he just commented out. It's crazy. Yeah. And he came out and we hung out, and we had a few beers and we chatted. It was crazy. Like it was really like a really cool thing. I was pretty like I don't know, I was pretty honored, and I felt like, hey, okay, someone's watching. So it's cool. It was cool. Yeah. So thanks for making me feel good. I love it, man.
That's the best. And
amazing.
Like,
yeah.
Now it's like I'm fortunate enough, so like regularly people will come up, and it would be like, hey, I was just like, I was at the gym the other day, and it was like people like Americans, who are like, they're born here in Taiwan, they come to, and like, like I've lived in the States for like 30 years, and like I knew I was gonna come back, so I started to do some more research. I found your videos, and like I'm relearning everything about Taiwan through you.
It's amazing.
And that's also like go back to like what we said before about like Chinese versus English. Like there's a lot of these people, I feel, who is like they would not really maybe they speak Chinese, but their like computer language is English, so they will search in English.
Okay.
And that's how like they will find my channel before like a Chinese speaking one.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's another benefit too.
That's amazing, man. Well, we're gonna keep going probably all night here. So
I
want to thank you guys for watching the show. I want to thank this guy's one of my favorite YouTubers here in Taiwan.
Likewise.
Appreciate it. I wanted to show you. Hopefully you like my newer microphones. Hopefully you're happy with
it. I love it. I love the gear. I'm very curious about the things that happens behind the scenes here.
Let's go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
These are like the geeky things we're going to be talking for another an hour and a half behind the scenes.
Exactly, for sure. But let's get you fed, and we will see you guys next week. All right.